Hey everybody, Johnny Vivento here. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. You know, watching a few videos in the last couple of days, the Sarasota Tim ones, I gotta say, he has a stalker. Now who can it be? We can really go down the list. You know, everyone's thinking it's the guy from New York. Danny, I think that's the guy. I'm not so sure. He says it isn't. I've been watching a few videos from him. He says, no way, it's me, it's somebody else. Of course, anybody can find Sarasota Tim. If he's telling the truth where he is, they're going to find him. It's just going to happen. You know, that's how it is. Is it who we think it is? It could be that lady, the British lady from New York. No, where's she from? I don't know. Ohio, maybe? Life and Vibes? Could be her. I think she has a soft spot for Tim. I really do, and that's what I really feel. Because these people are obsessed with this guy, completely obsessed with Sarasota Tim, because they live, breathe, sleep. They think of him during the night. Who knows what they're doing when they're thinking of him? I'm being honest. This is true, because every day they come out with new things. I mean, I think New York Dan has a crush on him, like a real crush on Sarasota Tim. He just can't stop thinking about him, talking about him. He even eats like him. You know, and he's like a trailer guy as well, isn't he? He's like an RV guy, I guess. So you got him, you got Dinger, another loser who keeps popping up all the time. Then you have Grifters Anonymous, who's really funny. Hey, Sarasota Tim, you see what he did today? He went to... Very, very funny. I think he changed his channel name. I've never even seen his channel, you know, so, but it's just a guy that's in the back that I've actually... He's kind of funny, but he is funny. Carl's a funny guy in his car, in his home, where he goes places, he works. Kind of a funny guy about Sarasota Tim. And you can see he's cold, and he's making money, you know, and I'm happy he is. He deserves it. Then you got Ms. Tammy with that southern accent, there's kind of, and you know, she's always anti-Sarasota Tim as well. But you know something? They love him, really. Ms. Oil, Olive Oil, or whatever her name is, and you got the other one, Darling, who's really, there's no way it's a woman, a beautiful woman who's talking that way. She's so wonderful in her speech. There's absolutely no way that is a woman. It's actually a guy. It's probably an old dude, about 80 years old, or it could be a very young one, about 12. But they're very clever with the animations and everything. And Blind Views is another one. Could it be him? He looks like an aging rock star, doesn't he? Blind Views. He probably is a very famous guy in a previous life, I think. Somehow he gets the animations and the innuendos right. You know, he's doing a very, very good job. Whoever's his video editor, if he does it himself, maybe that might be his whole life, is editing videos about people. We don't know that, but apparently he's blind, but I don't think he is. I got a feeling he isn't. But he has a good voice, great mic. Okay, the mic is perfect. That's what I need, a good mic. I just thought I'll do it on a real budget here, just to see how I go. I do have mics. You've seen them before. They've been on my videos. They're in my storage somewhere. I'm not buying another one. Okay, I've got like 3 of them, and they're in there. But I will get them soon. But you know, watching these videos, it's, you know, really interesting, and how people can actually focus on one person. Okay, the guy is a stalker. I'm pretty sure he has a stalker. Otherwise, he wouldn't come out and talk that way. And so the way it is. There's about 10 of them, I think, about 10 stalkers, I believe, that's out there looking at him, and But anyway, let's get out of this stuff. I'm sorry. I'm rambling on about this stuff, about Sarasota Tim. I'm sorry. But who knows what's going on in the background there. But anyway, Sarasota Tim, the reason I really stuck on to him is that he was right. He's the only guy that came out and said, I saw all these people about retiring at 62 at the time when I did it like 5 years ago. And they were all, you can do it. It can be done. And I thought, well, I'm sure it can be. Because Sarasota Tim was talking about with a side gig. So you're thinking how much he's going to make on the side gig plus the social. You're going to make it just about in the US. But I thought of a different way. I always had this thing, I wanted to go to Mexico. Because I saw the house prices and I thought, yeah, especially in a resort. Because people go to resorts on their vacations, they spend a fortune. I thought if I could buy a place in a resort, or even rent a place, it's the same as going to a hotel really and having the whole massage stuff and the beach beds outside your hotel by the beach or whatever. You can do it yourself without having to pay all that kind of money. It's an expensive hobby, vacations. So what do? You retire there. And you don't have to pay this exorbitant amount of money that really people are paying every day. And I live in a place that is kind of a little off the beaten track, a couple of miles from the beach, and it's absolutely wonderful. Okay, you live there, nice and quiet, nobody bothers you, do what you want, you have your own pool if you want it. But I very rarely use it, so I'll drive maybe a couple of miles to the beach and hit the beach, And what's the difference if you're in this hotel, you're paying $300 a night, or you're living in another place where you're paying about that per month, or $400 to $500 if you want to rent a place, fully furnished, $400 or $500 a month, and I'm not exaggerating. That's what it is. I'm not saying it's downtown. Location. You can just rent a place where the Mexican people live themselves. They can't afford big rents. So they live in places that are a little off the beaten track, a mile or two away, like where my place is, my own places. But anyway, I thought, yeah, let's do it. We'll do it. And we did. Easily done. Without having any, no big fanfare and, think about it for 2 years before you go. Do not think, just do it. Because if you want to procrastinate about retiring to Mexico, you'll never do it. I'm telling you, you'll never do it. Because I know you won't. Okay, I've seen people doing it. I'll move in 3 years. Yeah, right. It never happens. Things happen in those 3 years. Another thing that Sarasota Tim is correct about is about your life expectancy. Because I know that, you're reading these books. How do you know? Saying, your life, 81 for men and 83 for women. How do you know? Okay, you don't know. They're talking absolute crap. You can't get a complete picture of the whole country and say, yeah, this is what the life expectancy is like they do in other countries. It's just not true. It really isn't. Governments and health organizations give out figures that completely off the charts. There's no way. Trust me. Between 70 and 75 is the life expectancy. I'm telling you, it's what it is. It's just how many. Yeah. There's people living till 90. I know about 3 ladies who are in their 90s. I know one guy, a man who's in his 90s. It's fine. There's people, but it's very rare. Okay, it's pretty rare. Okay, and so when Timmy's saying, and people are saying, yeah, you're talking a bunch of crap. No, there's no way. I'm telling you, he knows. He kind of has seen. He knows a lot of people, and so do I. I've known a lot of people in my life, and trust me, it's not that age at all. It's people are dropping off like that. Okay, so honestly, it's just the way it is. I used to work in a life care center, and I saw a lot of things there, and I thought, wow, you know, you've got to live when you can. You can't procrastinate and say, oh, I'll do this in 3 years. Oh, I'm thinking in 2 years buying a new car. I want to. Things happen in between, okay, that ruin the plan. And it can be families, it can be anything, but I'm telling you, you have to up and go. Okay, that's the way it is. You have to up and go. Now, Timmy did it. He said at 62, he upped and went. He bought his RV and his thing, and then he said, I'm out of here, and bang. He didn't go very far, did he? But that's not the point. The point is he did it. He got out at 62. He said, I'm done. Okay? Now, I believe he did have a job then. I've seen a lot of reports from people who are talking about fraud on his part. I doubt it. You know, I doubt there was ever a fraud. I mean, they will come after you. You can't get away with anything these days. They will catch you in the end. There's no way that people have actually reported him, I believe. That's what I've heard. He's still around. He's fine. He hasn't never talked about it. In fact, he's buying a new electric bike, okay? His car's still there. He has a couple of cars. He has some toys. He has a nice RV he's living in, which is just like a house, really. There's no difference between an RV and a home and a house, really, except one has wheels on it. It's true. Let's be honest. What can you do in a house that you can't do in a trailer? Nothing. Who cares? You live one time, okay? And you have to make the most of it. I'm not a life coach, but I'm just telling you that you do. You live one time, and you have to make the most of it. I went to Mexico. Yeah, I love it. Been there, the last couple of years. Before that, was there on and off for like 3 or 4 years. But I'm back now, like here in the United States, in Colorado. Am I happy to be here? Not really. I just got things to do that I have to take care of here. I've got stuff to sell. My kids live here, so that's another thing that I'm here for. But and the wife is back home. She has a lot of stuff to do. As herself, she works for herself. She's a therapist, actually. But what I'm trying to say is that you never know, and do not procrastinate. Get to it. Okay, say today, this is it. I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm going to do what Johnny Vivento told me. Okay? I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I do know that what can be done without having to think about things. Just do it, man. I'm telling you. I'm not saying I'm a doctor or a brain surgeon or anything, but just get out there and just do it. What I mean by that is make the decision. I'm leaving, and I'm going now in the next week. Okay? Up and go. Okay? You have your Social Security. You're not going to be poor. You're going to be fine. Okay? If you're a married couple, it's even better. You have 2 Social Security checks. Get it all done. Make sure your health is reasonable before you get to Mexico, and you can go from there. Okay, there's a lot of people that will help you, a lot of expats, a lot of Americans, Canadians. They will help you along the way. You just have to ask them. Go to places where they're frequent, and there's a lot of places in Puerto Vallarta, hundreds of places where they frequent, and they're willing to talk to you. You're another American. They want to know about you. You want to know about them. You want them to help you. They want you to help them. Things happen. You meet people along the way, and that's my experience anyway. And they'll even help you how to become a temporary resident or whatever. How you can do it. How it can be done. You need a lease for an apartment, which you're going to get because you're going to get an Airbnb, aren't you? You're going to get an Airbnb. You're going to look for somewhere. You're going to find somewhere in 1 or 2 days. You're going to make a decision what one you want. There's a lot of them around. And you're going to live in Mexico. At any resort. Okay, that's my recommendation. Do not live inland. Guadalajara is a great city. So is Mexico City. Leon is great. Monterrey. But I would recommend a coastal city because the Marines are in every coastal city, the Mexican Marines, and everything is like safer. So you got Mazatlan, you have even Puerto Peñasco, which is close to Mazatlan, Puerto Peñasco, Mazatlan, Puerto Vallarta, Manzanillo, which is in Colima, a little south, Oaxaca City, beautiful place. And you go over to the peninsula, you go over to like near where Cozumel is, you have Playa del Carmen, and you have Cancun, Merida in Yucatan, and that's where I would go, somewhere coastal, because you've got the sea, you've got the breeze, you have the Marines protecting the city, and they're in every coastal city, the Mexican Marines, and they do an amazing job. You can't go anywhere in and out, so they check everything going in and out, and you're safe in those cities, and just live your life. And the people in them are wonderful. You're going to love the people. The Mexican people are very kind, very generous, just very, very nice people. And you will see that. So, God bless Sarasota Tim. Sorry about the stalkers, Timmy, but they will never ever stop, because your name is synonymous with making money, and these guys want to make some money, don't they? They want to make some money. They use your name to do it. They've been accusing me of that. They say, you're living off Sarasota Tim's name. Let me tell you something. I'm not making any money off of YouTube. I don't have to make money off of YouTube. I don't want to make money off of YouTube. One day, hopefully, I can make a few bucks. Hopefully, I'm not using your name anymore. But just take care, everybody, and keep well, keep safe, and keep healthy.